Nikki. I'm one of the co-founders of a campaign group called Southwest Against Nuclear. Our mission is against nuclear. We think it's an intergenerational struggle to really make people realise what a predicament we're in and what we need to do about that. The waste situation is an interesting one. So our government want to abandon the waste. They want to dig a big hole underneath, pretend that they're the nuclear waste fairy and that they can keep it safe. The government had a search a couple of years ago. It's about the third search they've had. It was called Managing Radioactive Waste Safely. It failed. The only community that came forward with an interest was Cumbria. And Cumbrian County Council, which is very pro-nuclear, even they knew that the Lake District is a terrible place to put the waste. They said no. The government have spent the last 4 years, changing the laws and regulations so that they can impose it probably on Cumbria, and they're getting ready to do that now. So all of the UK's waste is currently housed at Sellafield in Cumbria, around 120 tonnes of plutonium there. Most of it is mobile, it's in liquid condition in nitric acid, it's not immobilised, they have regular leaks, the discharges are atrocious. That's in the open air, so you can see all the degradation and the rust and things like that starting. Also, these skips full of magnox. The magnox is an lesion of magnesium oxide, so this stuff corrodes as well. So it's not in a great condition. That's outside, so seagulls can fly in there, they can pick up pollution, they can spread it around. These photos, these were all taken by a Sellafield worker who was concerned, and he leaked these to the Daily Mirror. So, you know, no one would have a clue about what's going on inside Sellafield. And this is public money, and it's not being used to manage, it's being used to mismanage. Some companies, some private companies are getting very rich at the taxpayers' expense, and this is what they call managing radioactive waste. You know, it's very well to want to have solutions to everything, but there's never been a solution to nuclear waste, and there still isn't. You know, one of the things we have to do is we have to have a reality check, and I believe in the concept of nuclear guardianship. This is what Sellafield looks like after 70 years, and they want us to believe that they can keep that stuff safe for hundreds of thousands of years. We know that's not true. So we know the first thing is when you realise that's not true, the first implication of that is you have to stop making waste. You cannot produce anymore. That's step number one. Step number two is we have to monitor it and we have to repackage it, and we have to be prepared to do that into perpetuity. And there are no guarantees that we will. But while we do that, we keep it out of the environment, we have a chance of surviving. If we don't manage to keep it out of the environment, it might not be our generation that feel it, but our grandchildren and their grandchildren, they're not going to be able to do anything about it if we've abandoned it and not told them where it is, you know, and pretended we could throw it away. You can't throw it away, there's no solution in that regard. People have to get together, and the governments have to be made to know that we're not going to accept this. It's our people that work in these places. I don't have a problem with the workers, I have a problem with the management, I have a problem with the politicians. We're always going to need people to help keep it safe. If we're going to monitor it and repackage it, then there's always going to be jobs for those workers, and we need to make sure that they're safe. We need to keep the stuff out of the environment. That's really, really important.